Hello, everyone, and welcome to another edition of NASCARFemale.com's The Burnout webcast featuring myself, Kimberly Grace Bowman, the official fan reporter for the number 24 Chase Elliott, and my co-host, Emily Luther, the OFR for the number 21 Brian Blaine. Coming off of this weekend at Phoenix, congrats to Joey Logano on the win, and we now have our Championship 4 lined up and ready to compete for the NASCAR Sprint Cup at Homestead this Sunday. And your Championship 4 are Jimmy Johnson, Paul Edwards, Joey Logano, and Kyle Busch.
I really wish we had a playback feature to last week's webcast because I predicted the 22.
Oh, did you?
Yes,
I mean, I'm going to admit that I kind of like the lineup. I mean, it's pretty good. I mean, we've got 3 teams represented. It's not just a one-team takeover.
Yeah.
It's pretty cool. We got the crowd. We got our Hendrick, Gibbs, and we've got basically your 3 power teams in the sport represented. So I think it's pretty cool.
Yeah.
I will tell you this. Watching all the behind-the-scenes stuff, the media tour they've been doing this week, has actually made me like Joey Logano because they're such good friends.
After last week, I really have a give or take relationship with Joey, like how I feel about him, because I really think it's crappy what Penske's doing to Ryan, absolutely. I think Joey whines a lot, and that annoys me.
Yeah, I think if he got over that little bit of rich kid Silverstone syndrome, he's pretty good because he his mold of that with his competitive edge, and when that crosses over, that's when he go a little haywire.
Yeah,
that's probably.
I think he's very talented, so that is why I continue to pick him for weekend like races, for the winner. I just think he whines way too much for me to be like a committed fan. However, I was screaming at the television last weekend, begging Matt Kenseth to say something to Alex Bowman. And then he was like, "Oh, it's my fault. I take responsibility." And I'm like, I'm sorry, say it louder for the people in the back. Like I was so surprised. But I was waiting for a fight. I was waiting for it. I was like, let's go. I'm ready. I'm ready for this.
But, I mean, so from what I remember seeing, Kyle Busch came down and him and Alex Bowman were kind of racing, and then Alex Bowman kind of went up, and that's how he got into Matt Kenseth and sent him to jail.
Yeah.
So,
I mean, I genuinely think it was an accident. I don't think there was any malice involved. I don't think Kyle was trying to knock out his teammate by using Alex Bowman. I think it was purely an accident, and they were just racing hard. I mean, Kyle had to race to get in. Kenseth had to race to get in. So,
the race, so, tensions are high.
Alex Bowman was trying to prove himself. I mean, the kid, he did really well this weekend. Really well.
Dominated.
And I am hoping that Hendrick holds on to him because he is extremely talented.
I agree, and not just because he may be my distant cousin.
Well, so speaking of him being really talented and being at yada yada, so curiosity got the best of me today at work, and I really wish it wouldn't have, because I decided to go take a little browse on J-Ski and look at contract expirations. And I know they just signed, like, a bunch of things just changed with the 5 sponsor. So I was like, well, when's Casey's contract up? So I look, and it's 2018.
Yep.
So then I go to the 88. And his contract's up in 2017. And with Alex Bowman doing as well as he's doing in that 88, I get the feeling Hendrick's going to hold on for him long enough for one more year and then train him to take over that car I can't think about it because I'm about to start crying.
I mean,
I can't think about it.
it's absolutely a logical assessment in every angle you look at.
It sucks really bad. And then I get on Facebook and literally my entire timeline is just about Tony's final ride and thanks for the I keep getting emotional.
You could keep putting Junior in that spot in your psyche.
Well, no, I grew up watching Smoke at the dirt track. So like not only did I think he's extremely talented. He is a legend, and he has done a lot for our sport for IndyCar and for sprint car. And I think NASCAR is losing out by him retiring. Granted, he's still going to be an owner, and I commend him for that, for not completely stepping away. I'm grateful for that. But while he's not my favorite driver, I grew up watching him just like Jeff. Jeff was emotional for me, and he wasn't my favorite driver. Him and Junior and Senior, they all had, they thought like Junior and Gordon would have a rivalry when Senior passed away. And I still thought Jeff was a talented driver, and he paved the way for that sport. And I didn't want to see him retire. And it's the same thing with Tony. Tony has changed a lot of the sport. And what really upsets me too is the one driver who always speaks his mind, and the one driver who is not afraid to let boys have at it is now retiring. Why? I look forward to Tony getting mad. I look forward to him voicing his opinion because he's the only one not afraid to do it.
I mean, yeah, even though I haven't been even though I haven't been a diehard fan for as long as probably you have, I mean, I grew up watching racing because of my dad. He always watched it, so for me, it's kind of weird seeing some of the legends retired because it's like, I mean, I grew up in Jeff Gordon, Tony Stewart era. I mean, all these legends, and it's like, yeah, wow, this is, because I've become more of a diehard fan recently, it's not been as weird, but yeah, it's an odd feeling for us.
I met Tony Stewart on my 16th birthday. And he was so sweet. I met him and Casey Kane that night, and Dave Blaney. But I had met Dave before that too. But I had met Casey Kane and Tony Stewart on my 16th birthday. And Tony was so nice. He was all about the fans that night. And that's how he's always been. He's all about his fans. And it's just really sad to see somebody like that leaving the sport, essentially. Not going to be on the TV every Sunday. And then what also added fuel to my fire this week with NASCAR was I looked at the specs, and then I looked at the championship floor and realized that, oh, crap. Jamie Johnson has a chance of tying the two greatest drivers to ever be in NASCAR. I'm not okay with this. I am not okay with it. There's multiple reasons why I am not okay with it. Do I think Jimmy is talented? Yes. Do I think he is legendary? Yes. Do I think he should be tying the Intimidator and the King of NASCAR with championships? No, I don't think he should.
And then, I mean, what's the spirit of competition if people aren't vying for the place of the legends?
No, I get that. I wouldn't be mad if they were passed. I just don't like Jimmy because he never gives credit where credit is due. He never thanks Jeff. Jeff is the reason that Jimmy is where he is and why he is so successful. If it wasn't for Jeff, Jimmy wouldn't have a car. Jeff still owns that car to this day. If it wasn't for Jeff, Jimmy never would have gotten at Hendrick. He never would have been this successful. Do I think he would have been successful? Yes. Do I think he would have been, successful like a lot of the other drivers who aren't in Hendrick cars? Yes. Do I think he would have been this successful? No, I don't. And I think Jeff paved the way for that. And I just loathe, we'll use that word, how he doesn't give credit. So I think that's like the hardest part for me to see, that there is a really good chance he could tie, because I know he's not going to give the credit where credit is due.
And he may surprise you.
Huh?
He may surprise you if he does win.
We can only hope. So after the 6th championship, he didn't thank him, so. I don't know. I just keep looking up
That one
stuff
is
about
fine.
NASCAR this week, and I'm just an emotional wreck.
Well, let's stop it all off with the penalties.
Oh, joy. My favorite. I have to find them. Hold, please.
Yeah.
Because I was looking at... Well, because we had been talking about Tony, and I thought it was interesting this week that Harvick came out and said, I don't think NASCAR's done enough for him this year. I don't think they have honored him enough this year, and like they did with Jeff. And granted, when Tony said at the beginning of the season when he was retiring, he didn't want people to make a big deal out of it. I do think they should have went and did more than what they did.
What about the bobblehead?
I mean, that's fine and dandy, but if you remember last year, they literally did something for Jeff at every track.
Right.
And that's not how it's been.
I mean, maybe Tony's fine with that.
His paint scheme literally made me cry. I literally cried when I saw it, just because of what the theme is. It's always a racer. I don't know if you've seen it. I cried. I literally got emotional, and I started crying, and I was like, I can't do this. Hold on, I'm finding it. Give me a second. I'll send it to you. It's just sad. This isn't a good picture of it. J-Ski doesn't have a good picture. Anyways, okay. Whatever. So, penalties from last week where Keselowski failed LIS 3 times during pre-race, received a written warning and loss of 15 minutes practice time. Keselowski also failed template inspection twice during pre-race and got a written warning. Logano, Elliott, Sorensen failed LIS twice during pre-race. They got a written warning.
That's what
Danica failed. Huh?
No, carry on.
Oh. Danica failed template inspection twice during pre-qualifying. She got a written warning. Truex Jr. and McDowell failed LIS twice during pre-qualifying. They got a written warning. And Adam Stevens, the crew chief for the number 18 Kyle Busch, was fined $10,000 for lug nuts not properly installed after the race.
Okay. I hope my mom forgives me, but my mom was watching the race Sunday, and she was watching it, or was it Sunday or the race before? Anyway, when they just happened to have a London inspection on TV there, and my mom was like, and she doesn't know much about race as much as I do, and she's like, it looks fine to me. What is the big deal?
I can't.
I mean, and I totally agree. It's like, okay, there was no, I mean, I get the penalty for safety, but no one was harmed in the making of this race. Let's make a big deal about it.
That's funny.
It looks fine. They're tight.
Yeah.
They're on.
I get it. Was he missing one? I don't know what happened. I missed that part. But was he missing one, or was it just loose?
It was either him or I think it was. I don't remember.
I remember not last weekend, but the weekend before, Logano's crew chief got fined $10,000 because there was 19 out of 20 lug nuts on the car. I got nothing at this point.
Yeah, same here.
And it's more dramatic now at the end of the season. If you were this concerned, why was there no consistency with the penalties for lug nuts this season? There was no consistency.
Shouldn't be a penalty to begin with, but anyway.
I mean, I can get that it can be a safety measure, a safety issue. I get that. If you're only putting 3 on. Okay. But if one is missing, I feel like that's really dramatic.
They should have done it to where you have to have at least this many on. I know you can't measure how tight a lug nut is. I get it. You can't measure it. Well, this is too tight. A 1 to 10. If it's 1 to 5, you're okay. If it's 5 to 10, you're not. I know you can't really measure how tight. That would get so big to you, and people could dispute it 100 times over. So I get that. But I mean, Can we just mention how probably years ago they were doing competitions like crazy and leaving a couple lug nuts off and winning races? I mean, that was the spirit of competition. They cheated. It was fun. I mean, the whole
Oh yeah.
spirit. So it was like, come on. I mean, I know it's not safe and we need safety regs. I get that. But where's the line between, okay, cutting corners sometimes was the edge of competition in the old, the good old days. If we could talk to some of the Hall of Famers, they'd probably be able to let me tell you some stories. They probably blow us all away with those.
I honestly get the feeling that the only reason NASCAR is doing this is because they just want the money.
Probably. Probably so.
I don't think it has anything to do with the safety. I get it.
Yeah,
Okay,
no one has gotten hurt. Maybe years ago when they really cut corners, but recently I don't recall anyone ever having their life in danger because of stuff letting that left
the
off.
only time somebody got hurt by a tire in the stands was when a car went into the fence. Well, obviously the tire is going to fall off. I don't think the lug nut's gonna hold it on there, buddy. But like, I can understand, if okay, fine, 5 have to be on each wheel, and you put 3 on one. I can see where that can be a safety issue, but 4 on one wheel, really? As long as it's symmetrical, what difference does it make? They're looking for fines at this point.
Oh, and they have to be tight.
Is what?
Oh, and they all have to be tight, right? That's the rule.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. 4 of them tight. Yeah, one more on there and loose.
Like, how do you determine if one's tight and one's loose? Like, I know, like basic how you determine that, but like, if you walk up to it with your hand, it's gonna feel tight either way, unless it's really, really loose.
Right. I mean, you got a loophole there. It's like, so, well, I thought it was tight. Well, I thought it was loose. I mean, you got a bunch of he said, she said kind of thing going on. It's like, well, whose definition is where we going by?
I literally don't get it.
Maybe they'll think about it during the off season. Think about it hard.
As much as I want that to happen, I cannot handle them changing things again.
I know what you mean.
Hopefully they've learned to not change things in the middle of the season.
Oh, yeah, that's ridiculous.
I literally want to knife hand them. Just be like, listen, listen.
Okay. And don't forget the formation when you put your thumb right there. It makes your hand solid. Where you can shoot at the point. Not that I've taught myself any karate or anything. But
it's fine. It's fine. But it's like, stop. Okay, fine. If you're going to change things, fine. Now is your perfect opportunity to do it because the season is over after this weekend. Fine. Don't come, February, we run the Daytona 500, we run a few races, and then in March, you're like, well, we're going to change this, and then in June, we're going to change this. Bye, Felicia. Bye, Felicia. I can't. I can't.
Alright, predictions for Homestead.
Oh, wait, hold on. There's some news that came out this week, real quick. It kind of changes this weekend, the dynamic of this weekend for some teams. So Tommy Baldwin Racing sold their charter. You think they would have sold it to, somebody like, Penske so that Wood Brothers could have it, whatever, fine. But they sold it to the Levine family. And so now Michael McDowell is guaranteed a spot, but Regan Smith has to race his way in. So that could really change the dynamic of things this weekend for those two teams.
This is helping them build up some more, because I think they got some special there.
Huh?
It's helping Live Family Racing. They seem like a pretty good team. They can just get some financial backing. I mean, I think that would be.
I agree. Yeah, definitely. And, I mean, they have a really talented. I think Michael J. McDowell is really talented. He just doesn't have the equipment to show his talent.
I think he was kind of a side fan of his because him being a Christian and all, very outspoken about his faith. I mean, that's one thing you love about him.
Absolutely.
So.
I think it'll be interesting to see how that plays out this weekend, and then moving forward in part of 2017. We also have an update. Monster is like one of the finalists for the premiere series, so I'm secretly hoping for that because then I'm like, does that mean NASCAR fans can get discounted Monster at the tracks or no? Although mixed with beer, that's probably not a good choice.
Oh.
Anywho. And then I can't remember if I talked about this last week or not. What?
Yeah, it's a combination between drunk and energetic.
Well, you know what's funny? So, like, there's a drink that I really like. It's Hunch Punch Lightning Moonshine, Red Bull Yellow, and Sprite. And literally, if you read the Red Bull Yellow directions, it specifically says on there, don't mix with alcohol. And they wonder why our generation was not built, like, normally.
Yeah, you got Pittsburgh Steelers fans blaming Trump for the Dallas Cowboys winning.
Yeah, I did see that. Listen, Pittsburgh's... I need to bite my tongue in general because...
That's the case. Okay, we got several Chase teams here who can... Okay, now we've got something to blame it on.
I just think Pittsburgh in general is ridiculous. You can ask any Cincinnatian or any Clevelander. Pittsburgh sucks. They suck. And they're just idiots. For a while they were in the news because Ben Roethlisberger was determined a rapist. So now they're not in the news as much anymore. So they had to find a way to get it back in the news.
I mean, okay, I did actually watch the game Sunday. I normally just keep up with the scores for the Dallas Cowboys and some of their defenders. And in their defense, they I mean, the Cowboys had to earn that win. I mean, they earned it. I mean, it's not like the Steelers just gave them the win. I mean, they were ahead for a while.
From my understanding, the Cowboys aren't that bad this year.
No, they are not, thanks to someone from my state.
But I just hate Pittsburgh in general, so I'm not surprised that they said that at all. They're just stupid.
Well, it wasn't Steelers and Steelers fans that were saying that. So
again,
same point. So if
I'm gonna bite my tongue on Steelers fans.
So if Democrats would have won the election, then it would have been a regular law. But because Trump won, they're cursed or something.
No, I think they would have blamed Hillary too, honestly. That's how annoying Pittsburgh fans are, yes. They find anybody to blame but the actual people. So I think they would have blamed it on her too.
I mean, what do they throw your team under the bus? I mean, like I said, they gave them more for their money.
I need to not say anything. I have friends that are Steelers fans, and I need to curb my mouth. Because I like them.
I'm a fairly fledgling in the football. I'm just teasing my fanship a little bit, so I have no idea if any of my friends are any football fans, so I can speak to you. But I had no idea.
I don't know. I don't know if I remember. I can't remember if I mentioned this last week, but Ryan is officially racing for Wood Brothers next season too. So that was some news for next season. So I just wanted to add that in.
Say it again. You blanked out just barely.
I said, I can't remember if I said it last week, but Ryan, the announcement was made that Ryan will be racing for Wood Brothers in 2017. So, yay! He has a full-time ride again. Yay!
So, who gets Rookie of the Year honors?
It's going to be Chase. I think Ryan's way too far behind at this point. Hold on. Yeah, Ryan's behind by 60 points.
I mean, kudos to him though, because to be on a smaller team like that, up against Chasey and Hendrick and one of the power teams, that's pretty good.
Not only that, but he has literally struggled this season too. He could not catch a break most of the season between blown engines or blown out tire, wrong place, wrong time for a wreck. He just did not catch a break this season. So looking forward to 2017 and looking forward to seeing what he can do, because I know he can do a lot. So I am happy to leave the 2016 season where it should be left and not dwell on it, and looking forward to Daytona after this weekend. Looking forward, counting down the days.
All right. Prediction for Homestead. Does a championship 4 driver win the race and take the championship like Kyle did last year? Or what do you think?
I want it to be a fairy tale ending for Smoke. I really do. I want to see him win.
Of course, my secret hope is Chase squeezing that last win. That would be pretty cool.
If it doesn't come this year, it will come next year.
Oh, yes, definitely. Definitely, without a shadow of a doubt, it's coming next year.
You know what's interesting is Tony Stewart holds the race record at Homestead, at least during the old layout. So I really do hope he gets the fairy tale ending that he deserves. I wanted that for Jeff so badly last year, and I would like to see it for Smoke this year. I do think, as much as I pain myself to say this, I think it's going to come down to JJ or Kyle winning the race championship.
Probably. Now, Carl Edwards does have strength. Probably Homestead.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Yeah, pretty strong championship 4. You gotta do it.
Oh, yeah. I think any way you look at it, no matter who gets it, deserves it.
Love it or hate it, this new chase format does have a way of bringing out the best 4. It is good. Even though I would still kind of a love-hate relationship with it. It does have a good way of weeding out all the wannabes and weeding out the 4 best to, shoot out for the cup, the championship. So good for NASCAR. It is a pretty good format to get that accomplished, especially when they're after more, competitiveness and all that. It is a good format.
I guess what I can complain about is one driver who literally has done so well this season and didn't make it to the championship 4 was Kevin Harvick. I'm really disappointed to see him not make it there, because I think he could have won this year. I think he could have been the champion. And
he doesn't have had
no.
And
he has had a stellar year, though.
Of our championship 4, Carl Edwards does number 1. So kind of
no, he does not.
So we have 2
no,
that
he does not.
And 2 that don't. Right?
2 that don't.
Carl Edwards, does he have a championship yet?
No.
So Joey
Joey doesn't have one. Sorry. I was like, who's the second one? I forgot about Joey. I don't know. Yeah. I'm so torn about this weekend because, I can give reasons for why I think each one of them will get it.
Right.
After last season and everything that Logano and Kenseth put each other through, I think Logano is just so hungry for that championship. He got a little taste of it last year and screwed himself over. And he's just, you can see it. You can see how hungry he is.
He definitely, even though if he wins the championship, he will have earned it somewhat, especially more than he did last year. But
Yeah.
let's not even go there. But I mean, I just hope he carries himself a little better than his teammate did if he wins. By the way.
It would be nice to see Joey win just because he's so young. Like, he's really young. Sorry, my allergies are really bad tonight.
How old was Keselowski when he won?
How old was what?
2012. How old did he go and drive that?
How old was who? I didn't hear what you said. I'm sorry.
Keselowski. How old was Keselowski when he got his championship?
Keselowski was 26. 32. No, he's 28.
And Logano's how old?
26. Yeah, Logano's 26.
He's actually young for the championship. That's good.
It's so crazy because, like, he moved up so quickly, and then I look at Ryan and Chase, and, like, they're not that much younger than him, like, at all. Like, especially Ryan. Ryan's only 3 years younger than him.
Chase is my age, so that's pretty young.
Chase is 20, right?
Yep, that's all I am. He's got me about 6 months.
Is he 20 or 21? Nope, 20. He turns 21 this month.
Right. So he's got me about 6 months.
Oh, that's going to be a big celebration.
Hopefully it won't go too far. I could head out.
It's your 21st birthday. You're allowed to go too far. I can confidently say that I did. I was at Michigan race weekend. Of course I went too far.
Any regrets?
Not at all. I got to spend my 21st birthday weekend at Michigan International Speedway for the NASCAR race weekend. Is it possible to have any regrets? No, it's not.
All right, track facts.
All right, track facts. We have Kyle Busch as our 2015 race winner, who also won the championship. Youngest race winner is Kurt Busch at 24 years old. 2015 pole winner was Denny Hamlin. Qualifying record on the new layout is Brad Keselowski in 2014. Ow, my foot's itchy. Come on. They don't have much facts this weekend.
Assume everyone knows everything.
Huh?
Assume everyone knows everything.
I'm looking at it. I looked it over today, and they didn't have much facts.
That's surprising.
Yeah, I know, right? I mean, I'm looking. Top 10 drivers ratings are Carl Edwards, Matt Kenseth, Martin Truex Jr., Kevin Harvick, Jeff Gordon, Jimmy Johnson, Denny Hamlin, Kyle Busch, Kyle Larson, and Brad Keselowski. There have been 17 NASCAR Sprint Cup Series races at Homestead Miami Speedway, one per season since 1999. First race was held NASCAR Nationwide Series event on November 5th, 1995, won by Dale Jarrett. The original configuration was a 4-turn rectangular oval based on Indianapolis Motor Speedway's layout. The first Sprint Cup Series race was held November 14th, 1999, and it was won by Tony Stewart. It was the first season of the championship weekend at Homestead, with all 3 of NASCAR's National Series holding their season finale at the same track. So it will be interesting to see what happens this weekend. The winner of the Homestead Miami Chase race has gone on to win the championship during the Chase era 3 times. Tony Stewart in 2011, Kevin Harvick in 2014, and Kyle Busch last year. Greg Biffle leads the series in Chase race wins at Homestead Miami with 3, followed by Carl Edwards and Denny Hamlin. Chase contenders have won 9 of the 12 previous Chase races at Homestead Miami Speedway. Roush Fenway Racing leads the series in Chase race wins at Homestead with 6, including 5 consecutive. Greg Biffle, Matt Kenseth, and Carl Edwards, when Carl still raced for Roush. Ford leads the series in Chase wins at Homestead with 6, followed by Chevy with 3. It's interesting. Okay, so they did by the numbers Homestead Miami Speedway. So 1, Tony Stewart in his last appearance this weekend at Homestead Miami Speedway is the only driver in series history to win at the famed 1.5 mile speedway in his first appearance, which was in 1999. I'm just looking to see things that are interesting. 14, the most cautions in a single NASCAR Sprint Cup Series race at Homestead Miami Speedway was in 2004, which was the inaugural Chase race. The age of the youngest NASCAR Sprint Cup Series Coors Light Pool Award winner was Joey Logano at 22 years old. The youngest race winner, which I touched earlier, was Kurt Busch. 26 is the most number of lead changes in a single race. And 267 laps will be ran this weekend. In the Sprint Cup Series, at least. Hoping for 270 so we can get that overtime line in. That's what I'm really wanting a green-white checkered. Although last weekend I was not expecting that.
Yeah. Well, who's your pick to win the
I'm going with the 22.
I with deep hope and would love to see Carl Edwards win.
Oh, absolutely. I want Carl to win. I want him to win. However, I think
He'll
Joey is more hungry for it.
He'll probably be my number 1 pick. Probably Jimmy Johnson would be next. Couple of Hendrick ties, of course. And then Kyle and Joey last.
Honestly, not basing it on who I want to win. I want Carl to win, obviously. He would be my pick out of anybody.
Hear that, Caitlin?
But just basing it on pure season hunger, past seasons, Joey is so hungry for this championship.
Definitely.
I mean, you can tell in his driving he's hungry for it. And I think he'll do anything to win this weekend. And
right.
Joey Logano and doing anything to win should not be in the same sentence. But I do think Joey is going to win the championship.
Well, as far as the race win, probably a Chase contender will win the race too. That's the nature of this format. But is it possible we can have someone else win the race?
I'm picking Smoke or Harvick.
I'm sticking with Chase. With that last hope, with that last race, maybe he'll.
You never know. I secretly hope that Ryan will surprise me, but I think I want it to go to Smoke. As much as I want Ryan to get that first win, I want Smoke to go out with a bang.
And Alex Bowman will be in the car again this weekend for June?
What?
Alex Bowman will be in the car again for June,
yes.
Right?
Yeah, I think so.
He may win.
Never know. After that showing last weekend, I'd be all for it. Although not all four at the same time, because he might take Junior's job, and that makes me really sad.
No, true. But look at him as a person, would you approve of the selection?
I just need to be told ahead of time so that like I can have time to get over it.
I mean, did you see the the qualifying for the top 3 grades? I mean, he had like 3 or 4 in the top 5 with the young guns.
Oh yeah.
I thought, whoa, you know.
Oh yeah. I think they're going to be a force to be reckoned with in the next few years.
2017. So yeah, just feel it, right?
Hopefully.
Junior will come back, win the championship. Chase will win about 10 races. Ryan will win about 10. And I'll about wrap things up. Work for you?
We can only hope.
Well, is that it?
I think so.
Well, thank you all for joining us. We will most likely have one more webcast before wrapping the season up. Of course, next week is Thursday of Thanksgiving, so we will not be broadcasting Thanksgiving Day. Happy Thanksgiving, everyone, ahead of time. Right now, we're not sure when we will do the webcast, but we are thinking that we will move it to the week following. That is not confirmed yet, so just check on social media. We'll have it confirmed there, most likely. Exactly when we'll do the final webcast for the 2016 season. But that is what we're thinking right now, but that is not confirmed. So stay tuned with our social media. Follow us on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram. Y'all know the drill. And don't forget to check out all the wonderful articles our wonderful ladies do, following their sport, the sport they're so passionate about, basically, on NASCARFemale.com. And thank you all for watching the Burnout this year. I think we'll be continuing next year. There may be some changes, but for those of you that taken time to watch, thank you from the bottom of our hearts. And we'll see y'all next time with the announcement of the 2016 NASCAR Sprint Cup Series champion. So thank you all for joining, and have a wonderful rest of your night, folks.
Night, y'all. Enjoy the race this weekend.